Have you ever looked at a photo and it just gave off this weird nostalgic feeling? A feeling you can't explain of a place you've been or seen before. Yet, you've never actually seen it or been in it. Well, that's liminal space, a concept the internet made famous years ago of altered reality-like photos that give off a weird sensation of a feeling. But liminal space photos itself go a lot deeper and weirder as we explore them. In this video, I'll be talking about 7 levels of liminal space, from normal nostalgic-like photos to how weird, uncanny, and reality-defying they can get. Level 1. Classic Liminal. This is like the OG liminal space. Empty malls, school hallways after hours, hotel corridors at like 3 a.m. Recognizable places, just empty. They feel like transitional spaces, places you pass through, never really stay in. This is like the most common liminal images. Nothing too crazy, just a bit of a weird feeling. Pretty normal, not too crazy. Mind you, after each level, they get weirder and more complex. Level 2. Nostalgia Core. This one is a little bit self-explanatory. Places that are maybe familiar to you when you were younger. McDonald's play places, old blockbusters, abandoned arcades, retro bowling alleys. They trigger memories sometimes you don't even really have. Sometimes maybe you do because you're a little bit older. And they feel a little off-putting in a way, like something is off with the reality or the way this place looks. Overall, not bad. Level 3. Large empty places. This is a mix-up between a peaceful feeling or dread, depending on the type of person you are. Massive empty spaces that just dwarf you. Huge parking garages with one car, giant warehouses, airport terminals stretching into darkness. The scale makes you feel small and alone. Too much space. Sometimes they feel kind of peaceful, and sometimes very eerie. Level 4. Transitional Purgatory. These are almost like level 1 in terms of transitional places, but they go deeper into it. Photos that solely focus on transitional spaces. Spaces that you don't really think about, like when you're trying to get from point A to point B. And the weirdest part comes from the fact that we as humans are never supposed to stay in these places. We're programmed to move through them. Our brains don't register them as destination. They register them as passages. So when you see a photo of these spaces empty and still your brain gets confused, it just feels wrong, because these places have no identity beyond connecting other places. They're not meant to be observed. They're meant to be ignored in a way. And that's where the reality distortion kind of starts, when you're forced to acknowledge a space that society itself designed to be invisible. The backrooms. At this level, we can start to see reality-shifting concepts. This liminal space aesthetic is by far the most famous and known concept of liminal. This is where reality starts getting distorted. The backrooms, a never-ending maze, usually consists of yellow-tinted walls. Sometimes it could be in a different setting, like maybe offices, hallways. They are never-ending. They have only one concept, and that is an infinite loop, a maze with no indication of time and place. Level 6. Dream Core. Liminal spaces stop pretending to make any logical sense. They start pulling from the weird dream logic. The description of these places are very unnatural, dreamlike images. A sense of no direction, something off. A mix of a real place but at unnatural times. One of the most common photos or video images that you can see are houses that all look the same, with a big field of grass, an unnaturally sunny day. Like you could tell something is off about this place. This isn't reality, maybe a dream. Level 7. weird core. Now, these photos slash videos become actively confusing. It stops being about anything. No nostalgia, no emptiness, no certain feeling. It just becomes pure incomprehensible. Something that you can't really understand. And to some, it's disturbing. And others, believe it or not, they find it very relaxing and calming. It almost feels like they're watching you back. Glitchy textures, colorways that are confusing to the brain, eyes appearing in places they shouldn't be, rooms that pulse with just wrongness, lighting that comes from nowhere and everywhere all at once, words leading you to places talking to you, and you start to realize these aren't just empty spaces anymore. They're aware spaces. They have intention. They have presence. Reality is thinner here, breakable, and you're seeing through the cracks into something that was never meant to be seen, something that exists in the glitches between normal and reality. You were never supposed to experience this. The last level of liminal space, weird core.